blah 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 blah. Hey folks, Tankerman here. How y'all doing today? Well, we got another beautiful day for a ride, so we're going for a ride. And we're going to do another episode of Lost City. In fact, I'm hoping to be able to do a couple of them out here today. It depends on... The other day I come out here and tried to do this one here. And I wound up with a dog chasing after me. He didn't really want to hear what I had to say. I think he thought he was more important than me. This here's the head of the Hickman Trail here. But over here you'll see some pilings, and I'm fixing to show you some stuff here to show it to you. But what this here was, straight ahead you'll see the foundation. Well, that was like the process center or welcome center, whatever you want to call it, for Camp Livingston here. Because if you notice, you have this small skinny stretch of concrete here, and you got one over yonder. Now, I don't know if you see it down there, but I don't know if GoPro's gonna pick out the rising in between these two patches of concrete here. But that was a railroad track there, and the soldiers and all would come in here and unload here. And like I said, over here is your welcome center, your process center, or whatever you want to call it. And but this is where the soldiers, most of them probably seen Camp Livingston for the first time and last time, getting on and off train there. And it's funny how nature reclaims it, all these old trees growing up in here. But like I said, I tried to come out here to do this one here the other day, and I had dogs barking, chasing me all over this place. Finally, I just went ahead and turned the camera off, went for me a trail ride. But I see U.S. Marshals over there at the little fake city doing their little maneuvers, or whatever they want to call them. It's funny how the federal government tells us we need to buy fewer common vehicles, but each and every one of them U.S. Marshals vehicle over there is Suburbans. Go figure. But didn't Obama say that tell that one guy he didn't need a Suburban when he first got elected, or he was running or something? But that's our government. Do as we say, not as we do. I like, if you notice, all police cars nowadays coming just about SUVs. Really? You tell me Impala don't get better fuel mileage? Sign there says stay on designated trail. Well, I need to change that to stay safe. What y'all think? But there's the other concrete part there, and the track came through here, run along where the U.S. Marshals is, was concrete strips, and that's where they would park like the tanks, deuce and halves, and jeeps and so forth out there. And behind that was the horse stables, and that whole area, that's why the horse stables is the tombs. That's why that whole area is why I call the parking garage, because that's where they park the wagons and the tanks and so forth. But this little section I'm headed to now is a well, you'll see. I don't want to spoil it right off bat before I get there. But what a lot of people don't realize, Kemp lives in, well, state of Louisiana itself. You had Kemp Livingston, Kemp Claiborne, Kemp Claiborne south of us, but you from there all the way up to Ruston was the was one part, and over Leesville, southwest Louisiana, was another part, and they so pretty much most of state of Louisiana at one time war games was played, and of course they include East Texas too. There's a few pictures out there of them crossing the Sabine River and the Red River and stuff, using them pontoon portable bridges. But it was all out like war. And my mother, you know, she lived right on outside the gates of Kemp Livingston, and she told me that she could remember growing up hearing them big old B-52 bombers flying overhead. And she told me, she said, it sounded like it was war out here all the time. She said, because you had them bombers flying overhead, you had troops marching up and down the roads, and everything else. And they built a highway 165 there to connect a stretch there called MacArthur Drive. I don't know if it was named after Douglas MacArthur or not, but most likely it was. But they had two traffic circles on each end, and it was to help connect Kemp Livingston, Kemp Claiborne, and Fort Polk and all. And what it was is Sea of Alexandria was city limits pretty much in it, a few blocks away from MacArthur Drive. And that way there they could maneuver without disturbing civilians. Now what's interesting is now big lots and a bunch of MacArthur Drive is probably one of the busiest areas around here. But what's really fascinating about it is MacArthur Drive there, like I said, it is probably the busiest street in Alexandria right now. And along the sides where the shopping centers and stuff is, they used to have air raid artillery guns and so forth all set up. And they still have what's the word I'm looking for, air raid sirens set up in Alexandria and out there in Kemp Boulevard by my house. They now use it in case of a tornado or something like that. You'll hear them go off. The one by the house I hear it, and the one in Elliott. And if you ain't never heard an air raid siren, them suckers is loud. And but like I said, they had them anti-air raid batteries set up along MacArthur Drive, where all them shopping centers and houses and schools and stuff is located now. And but they had you know, when they played war games, they didn't just do it here. I mean, it was a massive deal. It was like their World War II really was taking place in the South, because, like I said, it was East Texas, Louisiana, and you know, from Lake Charles up to Ruston. You know, that's far south you can get, to just about to the well, it is to the northernest part of the state. So the whole state of Louisiana pretty much was involved in it. And what's you know, someone brought up about POWs and all, and you know, they did not realize that. And I really did not realize how many people did not know that we had POWs here stateside. And I got an interesting story I'm going to share with y'all on that, but first I want to show you this here. This is another one of the swimming pools. Now this one here, now you got to remember, this was built in the 40s. This swimming pool here is a little over 70 years old, and it's still holding water. Now, ain't that something? This one here, I haven't seen no actual official documents. Like I said, everything was top secret. They didn't really tell too much what's what, or they didn't really care to document. They was preparing for all-out war. But the kicker here is, this here's the deep end here. This right here, by what I've always heard, was what they call the Negro pool. This was for the black soldiers. And I'm watching brim swim around right down there right now, thinking, boy, a mess of fried fish would be good, but can't do that. I'm trying to lose all that weight. But I know the GoPro ain't picking up them brim, but I really wish it would. That would be neat, wouldn't it? Well, I'm getting sidetracked. Boy, that looks like a bass swimming there. You know, that sucker sure is. Huh. I need to bring my top water bait out here. Where was I? I started thinking, I'm acting like Ride Map now, going off subject. Can y'all see that fish? That's a pretty big one. But this here was for the black soldiers to swim in, and that's what we've been told our entire life. And but this here's what we've always heard, that they call the Negro pool. And the other one that I showed you over yonder, the real big one, that was the white swimming pool. You gotta remember, back in the 40s, the blacks had to, you know, they couldn't swim in the same water and drink the same water as the whites, you know. That's why I need it. Bug climbing on my chin. But like I said, it's pretty neat that this pool here still holds water today after all these years. I hope GoPro's kind of doing it some justice, but probably not. Got wind blowing across that water. It feels like AC almost. Well, I hope y'all enjoyed this little tour. And I'm fixing to make one about all the POWs out here. I would like to combine the two, but I know it'll be a little bit too long. Well, Tankerman out. Y'all stay safe.